Maintain healthy body. The main reasons for this is that once we reach the age of 30, the muscles in our body begin to shrink because they are not being used correctly. Also, our bones become much less dense over time. In some cases, this may actually lead to a person suffering from osteoporosis. Unfortunately, as our muscles begin to shrink, so our metabolic rate also begins to slow down as well. It's hard to keep the muscles in a flat body you had. However, there are things a person can do when they reach the age of 40 which can help to prevent them losing muscle mass and keep their metabolic rate working at a good level. You have to follow the right kind of diet and use a good exercise. Below here you can find some tips which are useful. Tip number 1. It is important that you have a good, well-rounded set of exercises in your workout program. You need ones that are going to flex and stretch your body and also include some cardiovascular exercises as well. By including such a good set of exercises into your workout program, the less likely you are to suffer from any kinds of injuries. Tip number 2. Never carry out the same routine each day. Instead, mix it up a bit. So one day go and do a session in the gym and another just go for a walk or bike ride instead. If you mix up your exercise regime more, then the less likely you are to get bored with doing it, and so the less likely you are to quit. Also, by varying your workout routines, the less likely you are to suffer any kind of injury because you are not overworking any sets of muscles too much. Tip number 3. Before you start any sort of workout, it is vital that you carry out the right kinds of stretching exercises first. If you start working out whilst your muscles are still tight, can spell disaster for you. Remember, as you get older, your muscles are not as elastic as they were when you were younger. Therefore, by stretching before working out or just generally throughout the day will help your muscles to regain and retain the elasticity in them. Losing weight is as easy as 1, 2, 3, 4 with Dr. Fitness and the Fat Guy. Following 4 tips include suggestions in each of the 4 elements you need to work on in order to achieve your health, fitness, wellness, and weight loss goals, such as eating right, exercise, support and accountability. Tip number 1. Good eating tip. Next time you order pizza for yourself or your kids, ask for half the cheese. You'll barely notice any taste loss. But what you will lose is tons of calories and a whole lot of grams of saturated fats. Pizzas doesn't have to be left off weekly menu anymore. Tip number 2. Making exercise safe and fun. In order to lose weight, you have to become more active. Most people do anything to avoid moving their bodies. And society is an accomplice. You can pick up food, a prescription, your clothes, and your kid without leaving your car. In President Bush's new Healthier U.S. initiative, http://www.healthierus.gov, he suggests walking for 30 minutes each day. even if you have to break it up into 10 to 15-minute chunks. Not only will you burn 200 to 300 calories, you can walk with your family and increase your quality time as well. Move family time away from the TV and onto the street. Tip number 3. Maintaining your support system. If you're the type of person who feels guilty about things, great news. You can use that emotion to help you lose weight. Here's how. Exercise with a partner. But before you start, make a pact that you will not let the other person down and you will pick them up should they start losing interest. It's much easier to let yourself down than another person. You won't do it, because you'll feel guilty if you do. Tip number 4. Accountability tools. A food diary is a great way to keep track of what you're eating and when. Keep track of what you consume on an hourly basis throughout the day. If you do this for 2 weeks, you will see exactly where those extra calories, and thereby those extra pounds, are coming from. Also, don't forget to keep track of what you're drinking. Now time to fabulous tips to help you burn more calories and control your weight. The truth about negative calorie foods. Are there actually foods that contain negative calories? That depends on how you define negative calories. While all foods contain a certain number of calories, many dieters like to fill up on foods that are high in fiber and low in calories, negative calorie foods. The reasoning is that it takes more calories to digest these foods than the foods actually contain, leading to a net loss of calories. Dieters also favor foods that are rumored to speed up the metabolism, like chili peppers. So what are some examples of negative calorie foods? Celery, oranges, tangerines, lettuce, cucumbers, strawberries, and carrots are some of the most popular. Look for fruits and vegetables that contain few calories and plenty of water or fiber. These foods will fill you up and leave you with a calorie deficit for the day.